In the last series of videos, we discussed rhythm theory and how it pertains to tempo, BPM, measures, and bars. In these videos, we're going to dive into key signature and talk about what that means. Let's go ahead and dive in. As you can see, I have a staff pulled up here with a bunch of different notes on it. More importantly, what is a staff? Well, let's talk about that. First things first is this right here. We call this a clef. It's referred to as the treble clef, or sometimes the G clef. In this series of videos, we're going to concentrate primarily on the treble clef because it's the most commonly used clef when determining the key signature of a song. To the right of that, you can see I have my time signature here, which we talked about in the prior videos. To the right of that, we have a bunch of different notes on these lines and spaces, which are very important. When reading this, we call it reading a staff. If we look at the C note here, you can see this note has a line through it representing this note being on a line that falls underneath the staff. We still consider that on the staff and we call it a C note. Above that, we have this D note here, and you can see there is no line. This represents a space. Above that, we have our first note that falls on our 5-line staff right here, and we call this an E note. The one above that, we call an F that falls in the space. The different lines and spaces have different names. They can easily be remembered by an easy acronym used across the entire world. For example, the lines, we call it every good boy does fine. Each letter represents each individual line at the beginning of each word. The spaces here are even easier. We use the acronym FACE, F-A-C-E, to represent each note that falls inside the 4 spaces. This is an easy way to read the staff and determine what notes are part of your particular key signature, which are important when determining which notes to play as part of your song.